Message of Shiv. Just like there is a lot of importance of the festival Mahashivratri in the land of Bharat, it is very important to know the importance of Shiv Shankar in spirituality. Just like the incorporeal point of light, Shiv himself is known with different names in every religion, like he is called God, Ishwar among the Hindus, Allah, or Khuda among the Muslims, and the Christians say that God is light. Similarly, Shankar is also called Adidev by the Hindus, Adam by the Muslims, and Adam by the Christians. It proves that both the souls are different, but people have combined them by calling them Shiv Shankar. It is because both are revealed through the same physical personality. What is the reason of combining them? Among everyone, including the demons and the deities, Dev Mahadev alone is shown as the one with equal vision. Shiv is incorporeal, and that God accomplishes his task after entering the permanent bodily being, Adam, not after having birth through the womb. His companionship with the human body, whose support he takes and accomplishes his special task of establishing heaven itself, is called God. They are called Shiv Shankar. Among all the deities, it is Mahadev Shankar alone who remembers the light of Shiv and attains the incorporeal stage equal to that of Shiv. There is a Muslim saying for it as well: don't call Adam God. Adam isn't God. But Adam isn't separate from the brilliance of God. It means Adam and God are interdependent. So, God Shiv doesn't come from the highest sky in every age. In fact, he comes just once in the Purushottam Sangamyug, that is, the elevated confluence age of the Iron Age and the Golden Age, that is, he comes at the confluence of the end of the Iron Age and the beginning of the Golden Age to make man into Purushottam Narayan. He combines with his corporeal form just once and establishes a new religion, a new world, that is, heaven for us children, where there is just happiness and peace. This very world created by God, this very Sanatan religion passes through the four ages with the qualities of Sattva, Raj and Tam one after the other. Though by the end of the Iron Age, the Sattvic religion of God becomes almost extinct, it doesn't become completely extinct. And in the presence of this very state of being almost extinct, he comes again in this world, combines with his corporeal permanent human body, and re-establishes the new world, the new religion. We number-wise children ourselves enjoy it, divide it in four ages and create the corrupt Iron Age world. The word Yuge Yuge that is mentioned in the Gita isn't an age in reality, rather, it is about the end of the shooting of every age in the Purushottam Sangamyug itself. One complete cycle of the golden, the silver, the copper and the Iron Age is called a Chaturyugi, that is, one kalp. Actually, the Supreme Father Shiv combines with the corporeal one and takes on a corporeal form at the end of the four ages. When? At the confluence of the Iron Age and the Golden Age. Only then it will be said that God alone made the lowest, impure, corrupt, Tamo Pradhan Iron Age world into the highest, pure, elevated, Sato Pradhan Golden Age world. In this way, the meaning of the shlok, Sambhavami Yuge Yuge, is proved for the time between the two ages. At the end of even the end of the Iron Age, the Supreme Father Supreme Soul Shiv combines with his corporeal subtle form, establishes a purified new religion and annihilates the old religions. This is why Mahashivratri is famous. In this way, Shivratri itself is the greatest festival of the world. But see the effect of time. Today, no scholar, pandit, teacher, sannyasi, or philosopher knows the secret of the festival of Shivratri and the most important event of the world related to it, through which there was transformation of all the souls, and the very picture of the entire world changed. Today, No one has the knowledge of how, where, when, and why was Shiv born. Why is Shiv Jayanti just called Shivratri? Why not Shankar Ratri? Why isn't the birthday of Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar celebrated separately from the birth of Shiv? And when will Shiv have divine birth again? Moreover, human beings don't even know the difference between the souls of Shiv and Shankar, and many sannyasis and their followers say that the human soul itself is God Shiv, and the supreme soul Shiv is omnipresent. Om Shanti.